Hello everyone, my name is Prashant and the topic for today's video is the Python Paramyco module. So the first question is, what is Paramyco and what is the use of this module? Let's go to the Paramyco website and try to understand that. So this is the Paramyco website, and as per the website, Paramyco is Python 2.7 3.4 plus implementation of the SH version 2 protocol, providing both client and server functionality. Okay, so let's break it down in simple terms. In simple term, using Python, if you are going to perform a task like if you want to execute a remote command or uploading or downloading the file, the Python module that can help you in this task is the Paramyco module. Okay. Let's say I require to run a particular command on the remote system without logging into it. So this is where you are going to use the Paramyco module. And under the hood, it uses the SSH version 2 protocol. And this is the same thing which is mentioned in the doc, that it is an implementation of the SSH version 2 protocol. Okay. And similarly, if you want to upload or download the file from the remote machine, you can use Paramyco module. So let me open, let's say, this gedit. So Paramyco module. So normally, if you want to access the remote server, what you do sh and the IP or host name of the remote machine. IP address or host name of the remote machine, right? And if you want to execute a command on that remote machine without logging into it, right? So let's say I have a remote server called 192.168.0.2 and I want to execute, let's say, free-m command to this machine, but I don't want to log into this machine. And this is where you are going to use the Paramyco module. Similarly, if you want to upload or download any file from this remote server, so let's say there is any file which is present on this remote server and you want to upload any file to this server, or if you want to download any file from this remote server without login, that's the key. Okay, you don't want to log into this machine and you want to execute a remote command as well as you want to upload or download a file. That is where you can use this Paramyco module. Okay, and as mentioned, under the hood it uses the SH version 2 protocol. Okay, now the next part is, let's look at the installation side. So because this is a third-party module, the Paramyco, so you need to install it via the pip, or you can install it via other ways, but pip is the most simplest one. So the command is pip3 install Paramyco. As I already have this module installed in this machine, so that's why you are seeing these messages. But if that's the first time you are installing this module, obviously you will see a different kind of a message that it is pulling out all the dependency and installing that package in your machine. Okay. Now, as we have mentioned that Paramyco under the hood uses SH version 2 protocol. So you have two ways to connect to the remote machine. And those two ways or options are, you can use a username and a password. Okay. Similarly, like if I do SH, I need to do, like, for example, the username is CentOS and the IP address of that machine. So once I initiate this connection, I will be asked for a password. So I need to enter the password here, right? The second way is, which is mostly used in the cloud environment nowadays, is to pass the cryptographic key. So I can pass the key and then supply the IP address or host name of that machine. Similarly, above I can pass the IP address or host name. Okay, so in this video we are going to explore both of these options by connecting to the remote machine using the IP address, by using password as well as the key. Okay, so let's go to my PyCharm console and start coding it. Okay, so the first thing which we need to do, as we already have this Paramyco module installed, we need to import it. So we have imported this module. Okay, the second thing is we need to create a SH client, and this client is used to connect to the remote machine. So to create a SH client in case of a Paramyco, we need to use, means you can use any variable and then Paramyco dot sh client. Okay, so we have created this object. Now in order to connect, what you need to do, sh dot connect, then host name or IP address of the remote machine. Okay, username, and like we discussed, the password. Okay, so let me enter this host name of the remote machine. The username, CentOS, and the password. And don't worry, we will write an improved code where we don't need to hard code this value. And by the time you're watching this recording, this server, I should have already deleted this server. So don't worry that I'm passing the password here in the plain text here and showing it to you guys. Okay, so now we have connected to the remote machine. The next step is to execute the command. And to execute the command, we are going to use exec-command. Okay, and this command is going to return a tuple which is in the form of standard in, standard out, and standard error. So let me first write down the code and then I will explain what are those values is. So standard in, standard out, and standard error equal to sh.exec command, and let's say the command I want to execute is free-m. Okay, so let's speak about what exactly we are doing here. So I think the right hand part is clear that we are trying to execute a free-m command to the remote machine. Exec command, this command to remote machine, and free-m is one example, but as you got the point, you can execute any command. Okay, so first thing is standard in. Standard in. So standard in is required in the cases when your command requires some input. So for example, rather than using free-m command, you are executing some command like, for example, sudo, and let's say I'm trying to ls-l to the root directory. Okay, so in that case you need to use standard in. Okay, so this is the use of standard in. The second thing is standard out. Standard out. So this is the same thing which we are building here. Like when we are executing this free-m command, we are expecting some output out of it. So when you are going to get some output, that output will be displayed on the standard out. So in those cases, you are going to use the standard out. And last thing is standard error. And as the name suggests, when you are executing any command and that returns some kind of an error, then in that case you are going to use standard error. Okay. So now is that we have executed that command, and to get the output or to print the output, we are going to use standard out dot read lines. Okay, and finally we are going to close the connection. Okay, now it's the time to execute our code. So let me execute this code, python 3 paramyco demo.py. Okay, now if you execute this code, you are going to get this error, which is say paramyco sh client sh exception. The server this is not found in the known host. Okay, let's try to sh to this machine without using the paramyco. So CentOS, and let's see this. So as you can see, when you are just simply trying to sh to this server, you are asking to accept this key. Okay, so the reason you are getting this first paramyco error is because the machine which you are trying to access from this host does not trust the remote server. So this machine does not trust the remote server, and that's why you are getting that error. And same thing which you can see in case of sh also, that when you are trying to sh a host first time, it is asking you to accept the fingerprint to accept that trust between this machine and the remote machine. Okay, so let me reiterate that. So this is your local machine, right? And using sh, you are trying to access a remote server, remote machine or remote server. Let's say remote machine. So the first time when you are trying to access that remote machine via the sh machine, your local machine does not have any idea about this remote machine. So which simply means it does not trust it. So in order to establish that trust between that local machine and the remote machine, you need to accept those keys for the first time. Okay. And if you go to the paramyco documentation, now we have understand why we are getting this error. Let's go to the paramyco documentation, this guy. Okay, so paramyco has something, a policy called auto add policy, which automatically adding the host name and the new host key to the local host key object and save it. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, and let me show you one more thing. By default, the policy for automatically rejecting the unknown host name and key, and that's the error you're getting, that in case of paramyco client, the default policy is rejecting the unknown host name and key, and that's why you're getting this error. But in order to accept, like for example, when we are doing the sh and we are accepting this key, when if I type yes over here, if the same thing I need to perform in case of paramyco, okay, what exactly I need to do? I need to add this auto add policy. And to add that policy, I need to use this syntax. sh.set missing host key policy, which is paramyco auto add policy. Okay. Now, after adding this line, let's try to execute your code again. And like I mentioned above, here, the work of this is to automatically adding the host name and the new host key for the local host key object and saving it. And the local, this is the host object which we have created. Okay. And as you can see, this time your command executed successfully. Okay. Without any error. Okay. Now, as I mentioned above, there is a big flaw in this code, and that flaw is that we are passing this password as a in the plain text or hard coding the value of password in this file. So to fix that, what we are going to do, I'm going to import our OS module, okay, and export password on my host system itself, so that it will become the part of my environment variable. See, it become a part of my environment variable. Now to get this password, what I will do, os.environment.get, okay, and to get this value. Now rather than passing this password, what I can do, I can pass this variable name, this guy. Okay, password. Now let's try to re-execute your code. Okay, so nothing is changed from the code point of view or the output point of view, but you follow a good security practice, and rather than hard coding the value of your password, you are going to pass it via the environment variable. Okay. Now, so far everything looks good, but the other issue is that nowadays we are mostly dealing with the cloud environment, right? And in case of a cloud, we do not have the password. We mostly have the key. Now, you need to do a minor modification in your code to connect to the uh, server which is running in the cloud, and it can be on Amazon or it can be on Google Cloud or any other cloud provider. So rather than specifying the password, you need to specify the location of the key, and the rest of the code will remain the same. So what I mean by that, let me comment out this line. Okay, and let me do one thing, this guy. So rest of the code will remain the same. The only parameter which is going to change is called key underscore file name, and here you need to specify the location of your key. Okay, so in my case it is home Prashant download. This is the key, right? Okay, so like I mentioned, rather than using a password, you need to specify the key underscore file name. Okay, let execute the code again. Okay, so because I'm running the Amazon Linux, I need to specify ec2-user. So this is one more change which you need to do in your code. Depending upon the AMI which you are using, you need to specify the username here. So let's execute this code again. Oh, sorry. I am running this on some different server, so let me change the IP also. Okay, one last try. Yes. Okay, so as you can see, I'm able to connect to the server. I got the desired output, and let me discuss about this error. So you need to change the username. O- Okay, like I mentioned, depending upon your AMI, and you specify the key file name. Okay, now you are getting this cryptic error which says the attribute none type object has no attribute time. So I performed some Google search, and if you look at this Stack Overflow post, it says that this seems to add more time to process the command. So what exactly you need to do? You need to add something called, let me add this first, import time module, and before printing that output, I am asking it to wait for 5 seconds. And the reason for that what they are saying that you need to add some more time to process the command. So depending upon your command, you will add more time here. Okay, like in this case I have added 5 seconds because I know this command will be returned in 5 seconds. I mean this command output. So it's completely up to you. So let me execute this command again, or script again. Okay, this time it is waiting for 5 seconds. And as you can see, this time we got the clean output. Okay, so in case if you are getting that exception, okay, let me comment out this line and show you one more time this type of exception. What you need to do is import the time module, and depending upon your command, add this time.sleep. This means your after executing of this command, your this means console or your script will wait for 5 seconds, and then only it will print the output here. Okay, so let's move on. Now in the description part I have mentioned that Paramyco you can use to connect to a remote server or to execute the command, like the remote command that we are executing, or you can even use for uploading or downloading a file. So let's see how we can do that using Paramyco. So let me do one thing. All this code is going to remain the same, right? Up to this point, like when we are connecting to the remote machine. The only thing which is we need to add is called we need to use the method called open SFTP. So what I will do, FTP underscore client, you can take any variable, okay, and open SFTP. So we are initiating a SFTP connection, okay, and then FTP underscore client dot put. Okay, so what we are trying to do, let's say LTR, let me put some file, let me say let me put this temp file, okay, into the remote server, and as a good practice I'm going to close the connection. Okay. So what I am doing, I created this FTP client object, and then I'm trying to put a file called temp file from my current location to the temp file on the remote location, and the remote location is going to build based on this username. So what this will do, this will be populated at home slash ec2 slash user slash temp file. Okay, or you can specify your own location where exactly you want to put this file. Just remember, you should have permission to put the file or to upload the file to that location. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, no output. Let me try to access to that remote machine. And as you can see, we have that temp file uploaded in the remote machine. Okay. Now, in order to download this file, it's the same procedure. Okay. This is your source and this is your destination. So let me say I want to put this file in my temp directory. And only changes, rather than using the put, I'm going to use the get. Okay, let me go to my temp location, or I can just do this. So see, we have just downloaded this file. Okay, so this is little bit about the Paramyco module. I used it in a cases where I want to build an automation and trying to build some kind of a monitoring script where I want to execute a remote command, but I don't want to log into that particular system. Okay, or for example, if I need to upload a file to a remote location or download a file from the remote location, there I can use this Paramyco module. Okay. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any question, please put in the comment section and I will try my best to answer those questions. So thanks once again. Bye.